Welcome back to HitPointsGaming. Today is our 19th episode of our Middara series, and today we are up against a boss fight. It looks like pretty simple. There's two tiles here. There's not going to be much in front of us, but reading the rules and reading who we're up against, it may be a pretty long battle.
Yeah, so do you want to go over some things first, or do we want to play the story for everybody?
I guess let's because we did have the opportunity to purchase.
Yep, now that we're all back to full health and...
We went to the shop.
We're at
full health, right. We went to the shop.
Thanks.
We refilled on a lot of our consumables. So, of course, you know, vitality potions, bottle blessings. We kind of filled out again.
Right.
We did purchase two aligning machine cores here. It gives you 2 defense instead of just 1. Allows you to counter. And after resolving an attack you made, if the attack missed the target, we can exhaust it to attack again.
Right.
It's pretty helpful.
Remy is replacing her pink necklace, and Nightingale, it was replacing her...
Those horns.
The horns.
That means like, yeah.
Okay, so each of us has an extra defense. Excellent.
Extra defense. The brute serum that we received from the
fight.
The bounty, that's going over to Nightingale, so she has 7 strength. And a green conviction die now. Which is pretty nice. I'm also purchasing this, I guess it's like a...
To me, it's like a
ski mask?
A ski mask, yeah.
Ski mask with goggles. Upgrades my conviction to an orange, and when I'm dealt physical damage, I can flip this. I reduce it to half.
Okay.
It's nice. So I had to get rid of some of the... I got rid of the earrings that upgraded her conviction die, because this is a little bit better.
Yeah, your conviction's at the highest out of everyone
green
now.
and orange right now. And we received this in the last one. These are the nano robes. That's going to go to Zeke.
Okay. And after purchasing and selling the core, or the cores back that we don't need anymore, we have a total of 89 gold left and 2 experience.
All right.
That's where we're at the beginning.
So, before we get into the story, what did we play today? That we haven't played in about 10 months.
Well, everyone, you were going to get a Kingdom Death Monster video this week, but...
We did have people over last night.
We had people over last night, and in order to continue in a legacy game.
Yeah, The Rise of Queensdale.
Which is, I love it.
It was actually really good.
I stink at it, but I love it.
We played 3 games in that.
Yes, 3 games. So, in case they didn't want to play 3 games of the same game, Corey brushed up on one of our favorites to play together, Terraforming Mars. For Christmas, I got him the expansion, 2018 Christmas, I got him the expansion, and then...
The Venus one. Venus and all the plastic
upgrades to go replace the flat cardboard tiles. So he brushed up on the rules.
I had it all set up downstairs here.
Well, guess what? They just wanted to keep playing Queensdale. So we kept playing it. So it's set up this morning. He's like, after breakfast, you know, while we're eating breakfast.
While we're drinking our coffee, let's go play some terraforming.
Yeah. 4 hours later.
Wow.
He beat me by 6 points.
6 points, and you had me crushed. You are very good at this game. You have the high score in our house. You have beaten me.
There was one giant mistake that I made, and that was not ending the game early. Usually when we play, Corey, something triggers him, and he rushes to end the game.
I know when I should... end it, because I had the lead.
Me, I was still like, okay, how do you get the temperature to go up? How do you get the...
You had the lead the whole way.
I was crushing him. I had so much money.
Yeah,
and he ended up beating me by 8 points. So, 4 hours went by. We could have played Kingdom Death. We could have
played Kingdom Death in there. But, you know, we don't play that many games like we used to, because we do a lot of the series... When we were involved in some legacy games that we're even not taping, we don't get to play some of our favorite heads-up games or anything randomly.
My favorite worker placement games.
It was nice to go back.
Think about how long it's been since we played Mad King Ludwig.
Right.
Castles.
Castles.
Oh, I love castles. I love Caverna. I love a Tuscany.
Tuscany,
oh, viticulture in Tuscany.
So that's why there's no kingdom
Middara is important.
Right, so we're getting together. We got to get Middara out. So that's why we're here. Now we're going to go into the pretty long story, followed by the boss battle.
Main quest. Murdered informant. They stopped at a street vendor for dinner before making their way back to Malik's mansion. Remy recognized Malik's personal guard even from a distance. There were at least half a dozen men congregating outside the mansion. Every one of them wore black. Black cloaks, or black armor, or black masks. "What do you think's going on?" Nightingale asked, her voice barely a whisper. "Do you think we should come back later, maybe?" Remy thought about it for a few seconds, then shook her head. "No. Everybody stay close. I'll get you in." Remy advanced purposefully towards the front door, squaring her shoulders and not looking away from the door. It didn't work. One of the men stepped in front of her, blocking the door with broad shoulders. "Sorry, you can't come in." "Like hell I can't." Remy ducked under one of his arms. "It's my house." As big as he was, the man seemed surprised by her determination. He actually dodged out of her way, and Remy was able to shove on the door. It was unlocked and swung in with the violence of her pressure. None of the house servants were in the entryway, though there were a few startled guards. They moved as though to lift their weapons. Remy glowered at them. "What are you going to do? Attack me? Doesn't my family pay you to protect us?" One of the guards whispered to the other and they both relaxed. Then they lowered their weapons, reluctantly getting out of her way. "A little fiery, aren't we?" Zeke mused in awe that Remy could be so commanding. "Well, it's my place. I should be able to come and go as I please," Remy said with a quick glance back at him. "Fair enough," Zeke replied. Remy still remembered the house, and so she had no trouble leading the way. She could hear voices from further in, probably the courtyard. One was her father's, though she couldn't place the identity of the other one, but it was a female voice. "It couldn't have been an accident," the woman said. "Whoever took it knew at least one of the combinations. The evidence for that was clear enough from what was left. We need to make the firmest possible action before the situation gets away from us. They might bring the thing to my estate next." The female voice was practically screeching. "What we can't do is tip our hand," Malik replied. "There are too many in the city who would seize on such a visible sign of weakness. Our reaction must be firm and swift, but not panicked." Around the first corner was a set of wide doors leading into the courtyard. As Remy rounded them, she suddenly had an uninterrupted view. Her father stood beside one of the fountains, and at his side a sleazy-looking girl was talking to him. She was dressed quite casually, and her clothing resembled something someone would wear on Earth. Ripped jeans and a half-open leather top. She was lithe and thin, with full-sleeve tattoos of twisting plants rising up both her arms. Her hair was bright green, and a pair of pointed vulpine ears emerged from the side of her head. "Dad, what's going on?" Remy called from the doorway, glancing inside. There were 2 more guards inside, though they wore white and blue colors and flanked the woman instead of her father. "Remy, you're safe." Malik looked over at her, and Remy made her way over. Her father embraced her with noticeable relief. "Thank God you're okay. Grace Jong said she hadn't seen you and I was worried." "We're fine." Remy looked up at the stranger, confused. "Grace Jong? I didn't even know she was actually expecting us. How would she have even known we were here?" "I know everything that happens in my city." The thin girl had turned towards Remy now. "Circumstances have occurred that made me and Malik worry for your safety, but I can see that you're perfectly fine." Remy blushed and then tried to straighten herself for a formal bow. "Duchess, I didn't know it was you. If I had known, I would—" Grace cut her off with a short tone. "Oh, please, save the bullshit formalities for the puffed-up royalty of Alenia. They have no place here." Grace looked past Remy, finally noticing her companions. "Zeke, is that you?" Zeke simply nodded. He hadn't recognized Grace and realized at that moment that even if she was supposedly present for his arrival to Middara, he didn't even remember seeing her before. "Cousin!" Grace squealed, her tone changing from deadly serious to jovial. Malik told me you were here. He said you were headed to my castle to stay the night. You really should have visited. Zeke returned an awkward hug. We found an inn we liked before we made it. We likely would have come by eventually. No doubt. And you... Grace had noticed Zeke's other female companion, and she extended a hand to Nightingale. You're Balthazar's youngest, if I'm not mistaken. Nightingale took the offered hand, though she didn't get a chance to say anything. Remy met her father's eyes again. What's with all the guards? There's been a murder in Romstead. Malik's expression darkened. There was a moment of shocked silence. Murder? Remy stammered. You can't be serious. Rook hadn't been introduced, but even so, he seemed to notice the informality of the meeting. Nobody would kill another human being when they could live forever? Grace finished for him. Oh, they would. Don't be naive. There are scoundrels with little moral compunction here, just like back on Earth. As Duchess of Romstead, seeing their punishment as swift and brutal as possible is my responsibility. She frowned disapprovingly at them. You should have stayed at my castle last night, where there are guards and high walls. It's worse than just a murder, Malik added, addressing his daughter directly. Sweetie, the man who was murdered was one of my information brokers, the one I rely on for information about exotic magic. Whoever killed him got away with all kinds of important documents. I'm afraid that finding anything about Theodosian is going to be much harder now. Remy was frozen for a moment, unable to respond. Nightingale's life depended on learning the truth about Theodosian, and her best hope for finding it had just been murdered. Well then, we'll just have to track down the one who did it. We've already fought dozens of monsters. What's a few more? Malik's expression twisted with a wave of mixed emotions. I promised your mother I wouldn't get you involved in all this. Let me handle this. There is danger here you can't imagine. I'm not going to sit by and watch my friend die because some asshole stole the papers we need. Remy put a hand on her hip and tried not to look frail in the presence of her father. Grace interjected, sounding annoyed. Watch your friend die? Nightingale shot Remy an angry glance, and Remy realized what she had just said. Remy sheepishly looked over and saw that both her father and Grace were looking at her, expecting an explanation. It's really important we find more about Theodosian. Nightingale's life might depend on it, Remy pleaded. What? Grace's eyes went wide. Where is Balthazar in all this? Why is his daughter in such a perilous position? He'd have our heads if he even knew she was in this room. If we got Nightingale killed by letting her quest on her own, we'd be lucky if our heads were the only ones the arsons took. Malik nodded in agreement. Grace is right, Remy. You can't get involved. If anything happened to any of you, it would mean trouble for all of us. Please, just let us take care of it. If we hear anything, we'll let you know. Remy glared back. Yeah? She glanced over her shoulder at her friends. They all watched her, including Nightingale. She was obviously trying to hide it, but there was a look of desperation in Nightingale's eyes. It was more than Remy could stand. Fine. Whatever. You just take care of it then. She turned away. Find me if you change your mind. We'll just stay out of your way. She stormed past her friends, dragging Nightingale by her wrist. They followed her out the doors of the room and around a corner. Remy! Malik yelled after her, but she kept moving, ignoring her father. She didn't hear the rest of what Malik had to say because by then she'd already made it to the front door. She held it open for her friends before slamming it shut and glaring at the guards, daring them to try to make her stay. They didn't. Sneaking into the crime scene. They didn't go far from Malik's manor. They walked to the nearest central intersection where a great stone balcony protected pedestrians from an impressive drop down into the city's lower tiers and towards the ocean. Nightingale found it hard to appreciate the view just now. Malik's informant had been murdered, and with him, her own future might be dead too. She turned her back on the ocean, facing her concerned friends. Well, we obviously can't wait. She tried to keep the desperation and fear out of her voice, though she wasn't sure she'd done a convincing job. You're right, Rook said. So what should we do? Find another informant somewhere else? No, Nightingale replied. This one apparently already had what we needed. There might not be anybody else in the whole damn kingdom who knows about Theodosian magic. Zeke looked out of the ocean. Maybe not. But how can we find a killer the authorities can't? I can take you there. A horrible voice inside of Nightingale's head resonated. It sounded like a thought, except that it wasn't her own. There was a distinctly alien quality about it, one that produced an involuntary wave of nausea along with it. Startled by the voice, Nightingale jumped back, striking the stone railing with her tail. She didn't fall, though it did sting painfully where she'd hit her tail. She looked around, but found only her friend staring at her. Theodosian leaves a stain on your world wherever it goes, much like humans do. With each new word, a wave of nausea hit Nightingale, making her feel unsteady. How could a thought sound so smug, so full of itself? She wanted to hit something, but the only thing in front of her was Zeke looking dumbly at her behind a cigarette. Why don't you come out so I can kick your ass? Nightingale said with a panicked voice. Zeke looked around and then back to the princess. Night, are you okay? She stumbled and clung to Zeke's arm so that she wouldn't fall. It's talking to me, Nightingale said, feeling sick. Her friends all glanced at each other, their eyes full of worry. Night? Zeke mumbled, putting an arm around her. Are you okay? Nightingale didn't say anything. After a few moments of silence from the Malama, Nightingale regained her composure and stood without Zeke's help. It's talking to you? The Malama? Rook asked, glancing around them nervously as if the creature would appear at any moment. Nightingale nodded, her eyes wide. I heard it back in Balthazar's study. I was hoping that it was just... She shook her head and trailed off. What did it say? Rook was curious, though he felt a little bad about it. It doesn't matter. It's gone now. I'm okay. Nightingale's color slowly started to return to her face. Zeke looked concerned, but he didn't ask about the voice in her head. Instead, he proposed a plan. I suggest we just find out where the murder happened. Zeke wearily watched Nightingale, his cigarette drooping to one side of his mouth. My cousin rules this city, right? And if the murder is such a big deal, I bet everybody is talking about it. We could just ask around and see where it happened. The crime scene should be a good place to start. Nightingale nodded. Maybe we'll get lucky and the murderer left behind the info we need. It seemed like wishful thinking, but Nightingale didn't much mind. They found the informant's house after less than an hour of searching. Zeke had been right. All he had to do was ask, and anyone who knew his family was happy to point them in the right direction. They found the house on one of the lowest levels of the city, only just above the ocean itself. Unfortunately, when they arrived, the house was guarded. Outside, its doors were flanked by 2 men. Though they were clearly not with the city watch, they wore the same black as Malik's house guards and lurked near the house instead of standing out in the open. You guys wait here. Remy slid her tools away, straightening herself. I'll talk to the guards, then let you in from the inside. Rook frowned. Are you sure, Remy? Those aren't city guards and it's already dark. You sure they won't try something? She nodded. They're Black Hand. They'll know Malik's daughter even if they never met me. They'll listen. What's the Black Hand? Zeke asked, glancing once around the corner at the guards. Sounds like a shady group. It's my dad's organization. Remy's confidence faltered at Zeke's mention of them being shady. I know my dad's in charge of the group. I think they must be spies or private contractors for the aristocracies. She shook her head vigorously. We have bigger problems right now. You guys hold on. Remy left them. Yeah, that's not a super shady response. Zeke scratched at the back of his head, watching Remy approach the Black Hand guards from afar. Her dad looks like a supervillain, and he has henchmen? That's strike 2, I think. Rook held up a hand with an angry shushing noise, and Zeke went silent. They watched as Remy strode out onto the street, walking straight for the door. Excuse me, you two, she called. I have a message from my father, Malik. Nightingale watched a few minutes of tense conversation from behind a stunted shrub, not moving so as to blend into the shadows. Zeke and Rook waited beside her, all 3 of them ready to spring to Remy's aid if she needed it. She didn't, and soon enough the guards left in a hurry. After they'd left, Remy entered the house and a long minute passed before her face appeared from the now open front door. She waved at them urgently to come towards her. No way! Good job, Nightingale said as she moved towards Remy. What did you tell those guards to get them to leave? Nightingale stopped talking as she neared Remy and saw her face. It was pale, and Remy's eyes were wide, irises lost in her round pupils. Nightingale was about to ask what was wrong when the stench hit her, and she nearly doubled over to retch. The odor was heady, and so thick she could practically see the haze floating through the house, like rotting, half-cooked meat left out long enough to get maggoty. Sweet Jesus, what is that? Zeke sounded just as queasy as Nightingale felt. It looks worse than it smells, Remy answered, her voice barely a squeak. She wasn't lying. As the group shut the door behind them, Nightingale had to pause to take in the gruesome sight. If Nightingale imagined what it might be like for someone to explode from the inside, she wouldn't have been far off. Blood and bits of flesh coated every surface of the small front room. It was concentrated around a desk and chair in a series of gruesome splatters. Where much of the wreckage was mercifully blended gore, there were frighteningly human pieces scattered about too. Some bits looked like they'd almost been cooked, while others were raw and had flies buzzing around them in low circles. Nightingale found a clean corner of the house to vomit. She spent several minutes hyperventilating, trying and failing to ignore the smell. When she finally returned to where her friends were, she found them investigating. They were huddled around a black ledger. Behind them, Surrey was floating and reading the ledger over Rook's shoulder. Surrey was still formed of light, and the violet glow she brought made the room even more ghastly. Nightingale swayed a bit as she listened to Rook read. Anzu of the pure waters recovered 19 talents of gold, Pascal's scepter of rubies, Lord Beer, 1 carved puzzle. Surrey cut him off. Those names should not be here, she flowed across the room, glancing about. Rook, these names came from my realm. Every one of them has been killed. On Middara? Zeke frowned down at the list. There are that many of you here? She nodded. We are all subject to the rules of this world in different ways. Those are all dark names, but that does not justify the way they died. Blue storm clouds seemed to roll about Surrey's feet, cracking with thunder that didn't produce sound. That might be property stolen from the dead. Dangerous spoils, Rook. Your kind should not tamper with the possessions of creatures like these. Rook shut the book, tucking it away into a massive pocket. So what? This guy was peddling rare and dangerous artifacts? Maybe someone or something killed him for the artifacts. Rook glanced around the room. I mean, I don't see any of them here. Zeke shrugged. I'd rather think about this outside. Good idea. Remy still looked pale as she led the way towards the door. I could use some fresh air. They were almost to the back door when something crashed from below the house. A faint female voice sounded from somewhere just below the floorboards, though Nightingale couldn't make out the words. Rook pointed silently to a scuffed patch of the floor just in front of them. He reached down and pulled sharply on an uneven junction between 2 floorboards. A hatch swung open, revealing a ladder down into the gloom. The interior might be dark, but it was thankfully devoid of blood. There was no need for deliberation. Nightingale followed Rook down the ladder, Remy and Zeke just behind her. It led to a cellar bigger than the whole house above it. Shelves had been carved into the walls and all were full. Hello? Nightingale called into the dark, stepping forward a little. Is someone there? She already had her weapon drawn. After all, this might very well be the killer. Hello? Someone replied from the darkness, imitating Nightingale's fearful tone perfectly. Is someone there? They froze, and then a female form contorted within the darkness. It walked strangely, jerking and stumbling along. With a snap of her fingers, the cellar lit in a purple glow as huge eyes opened seemingly from nowhere.
Let's play more games. We got a lot done this weekend.
Okay.
Game-wise.
So.
Oh.
I was pretty assertive towards my father, but it seems like they're just trying to protect us.
Right.
Zeke's aunt looked a little...
She's a little hottie.
Oh, because I think it said... What did it say in here? Did it say a little,
Did she say you're a little trampy?
Trampy, something like that, yeah.
I didn't see anything wrong.
Oh, okay. We go to this house. I trick the guards again. Man, these guards, they need a lesson.
Not the best.
Yeah, we need a lesson in trickery. And now somehow we're in the basement with this withering purple-haired chick who has some kind of magical eyes that want to kill us. So I'm going to read the story.
Okay.
Her name is Melody.
Oh, that's nice.
Okay. Strange eyes hover in the darkness. They eerily watch in silence while emanating a purple glow that shines across the damp wooden floor of the cellar. The woman on the far end of the cellar contorts inhumanly and stares in your direction.
Ooh.
So we win when she is defeated.
Okay.
And just like always, we lose if all of us are defeated. She has a couple of special rules. The first one is ambushed. After we deal her the cards, the initiative cards, she gets to move up one. Then she's got these...
I'm assuming that's every time we do this. Or is it the first time?
After dealing the initiative cards, move Melody up one spot in the round. Oh, jeez. I do not have the patience for this chick.
Oh, look, she goes first anyway.
Great. Great.
Okay, move her up.
Okay, so these eyeballs. Okay, they each have 5 health, 10 defense, no armor, and double purple for conviction. Okay. Oh, jeez. So we have to roll. If it says for us to place them, we have to roll to see how many. We either place 1 or 2, and they protect her.
You're doing a good job.
That's all I got for you.
Okay. Melody's card. Okay. So she has 20 health. 20 health, 12 defense, 6 movement, 1 armor. She attacks with an orange and a red. That's a lot.
Not if you're a rook.
She draws line of sight, although she occupies the same space as all the eyes, in addition to the space she occupies. If she's ever dealt... Oh, she has line of sight.
Whoa, you mean she's this close to us?
That's line of sight purposes, not technically adjacent. So she can see really all over the place. So whenever she's dealt damage, she reduces the damage to 0. And then you deal 1 irreducible damage to all eyes on the board instead.
So we need to get rid of these eyes, poke them with some pencils, and then attack her.
And then attack her.
Okay.
Then whenever she gets attacked, she spawns more eyes.
Great.
So basically we like wither down her shield, then hit her with 1 big wham.
And then she puts the shields back up.
Right. Whoops.
This is going to be a while.
I didn't read the back. I think it might be worthwhile to
everybody has a big cup of coffee and nothing to do. Dear Scarlet. Oh.
You like that name.
I really like the name Scarlet. Yes, but it will not. That's not what we're naming the baby. So, okay. Oh God, where do I begin? I hope you aren't mad at me. In fact, I hope you never find out what happened to me at all. But if you're reading this, please forgive me. I'm racked with guilt. I couldn't enjoy my new life here on Middara, knowing that I could have done something to save Oliver. Wait, is Oliver the bounty guy? Oh, that was Simon. It was Simon.
Don't bring him into this.
They don't have the same diseases here in Middara, and the advancement cane can save him. Oliver doesn't have to suffer. I just had to find a way to bring him here to get him out of the damn hospital he's been stuck in. It's dangerous, though, not just for me, but for both of you, too. If you were here, though, I know what you would do. I know what you would say. You wouldn't be afraid. You were never afraid. The Black Hand...
That's the guards.
That was my guards, yeah. Has told me that there's a way. They've also told me over and over again about the consequences. They say that I'll lose myself. That the creature they're going to put inside of me will absorb my psyche until we are one. I don't know how it all works or what it even means, but a man within the organization has promised to bring you and Oliver to Middara if I volunteer myself. I'm going to do it. I should have done it a year ago when I was first approached with the offer, but I was too afraid. Now I pray every night that I didn't wait too long, that Oliver isn't ready. God, I can't even write it. Please, Scarlet, he's everything to me. I know we've had our differences in the past, but you're like a sister to me. I hope saving Oliver from his illness and saving you from the hellhole of a home will make up for leaving both of you. They're waiting for me now. I fear my sacrifice will go unnoticed, and it scares me. I'm such a coward. I guess that's why I'm even writing this. Deep down, I hope someone reads it and thinks that I did the right thing. I hope that you think that I did the right thing.
Oh, so this is a letter of the guy that blew himself up.
I have no idea.
Well, it's not Melody that wrote that. I think it's the guy who... He did that weird spell, seance. He sacrificed himself to bring Scarlet and Oliver into Middara so that Oliver could be cured of cancer. That doesn't
They
exist.
said that
I think
they were
that's
going to
what
put a
happened.
creature inside of him.
Yeah.
Oh, so he destroyed himself.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
I have really
Well, that's
no
on Melody.
idea.
I'm glad we read it, though. That might shed some light on something. All right.
Or this is...
The creature that was
She
inside.
has the creature inside of her. And now she's attacking people. I don't know. I don't get it. Okay, she goes first.
All right.
At the start of Melody's first turn, choose an adventurer and read the following hidden text.
Oh, great.
Rook.
Yeah?
Yeah, what if it's bad?
Oh, okay. Fine. Yeah, Rook. What if
Right?
it's bad?
You feel a strange sinking feeling in your gut as ethereal strings tug at your very soul and stitch it to someone else's. Gain the tether token. Anytime Melody is dealt damage, you are dealt that much irreducible damage.
Oh my god.
Anytime Melody heals, you heal the same amount. Well, Rook, we're sacrificing yourself.
Holy crap. Okay, so here's actually a tether token. We've never used it before. So, dealt damage and healed?
So he's going to die before she does. Because he only has 14,
Wow.
15, 16. He has 4 less health than she does.
Oh, whenever she's dealt damage, she's not dealt damage because she reduces the damage to 0 and gives it to the eye. When she physically... So, right, I thought he's going to get hit every single time. But no, we're still reducing the damage to 0. It goes to the eyes. But then, yes, then he's going to get hit. But you can heal. But does it say that she also heals if you do? No.
And anytime Melody
Yeah.
heals, you heal the same amount. So
Okay.
no, not vice
Okay.
versa.
Yeah, I think you're fine.
Not vice versa.
Okay.
Okay.
That's it?
That is it.
Alright, so Melody. Are there no opponents adjacent? There's
There
not.
are not. This is crazy.
Oh, great. Okay. Oh, great. Get how line of sight works.
Do the eyes of Magdalene go first?
Line of sight. See everything. Yeah. So, are there no opponent adjacents? Right. Cast spell 6 against all opponents within line of sight. So, that's everybody.
This is crazy. We're gonna all die.
We inflict condemn against them. So, casting spells, she casts as an orange. So, why don't you roll?
I'm not sure.
Her spell is 6. This is just her power of her spell, and then we each try and block it.
So I'm rolling on Rook right now?
No, you're rolling on Melody's strength of the spell.
Oh.
So you want to roll
Low. 3.
Excellent. So it's an 8.
Okay.
So let's start with Rook. You now need to block it with your conviction.
With my conviction. Teal and white is my conviction.
So we're looking for an 8.
Blocked. Rook, you freaking jerk. Zeke goes next.
Oh, we'll do it that way?
Yeah.
Okay. White and teal. Oh, same thing. Okay, Zeke has condemned on him.
Okay, what is that?
That is at the beginning of Zeke's status phase, I roll a black die.
Don't worry, I can remove it
Good,
before
because
we
if
get
I roll
there.
a skull, I'm defeated instantly.
Okay, Rook's gonna remove it before we even get
Yes.
there.
Good.
Okay.
Okay. Remy?
Okay, Remy's conviction is orange and purple. 9. We're
Good.
good. And I killed a 9.
And then Nightingale. Yeah.
Whoa!
She don't care. Alright, so that spell's done. Then continue down. Is there an opponent adjacent? Nope. Is there an opponent within line of sight, and this ability has not been used this encounter? It has not been used this encounter.
This whole encounter?
Right.
So this is the one and only time?
Yes.
Okay.
I guess it's just a one-time shot, which is kind of weird. Summon the Exalted Esper Minos the Contractor against the opponent with the highest armor value within line of sight. I think that's you.
It seemed like...
I have no armor here.
Minos the Contractor is like...
Yeah, what is that?
Minos, to me, that sounds Greek.
Uh-huh.
So he's like the Greek, like, head of construction.
Okay.
Like he's coming in with like his tool belt.
Yeah, like that guy? Not like
No,
that guy.
not
like
this
that
guy is like a bird magician. I'm picturing Minos like, you know, Grandpa Minos.
Well,
He's
you're
got
wrong.
like an Uzo in one hand.
You're
He's got
wrong.
like
So this is weird. These are the Exalted Espers. You only bring them in once. They do
Baklava
one
on the
giant
other.
spell, and that's it. Summon the Exalted Esper, Minos the Contractor, against the opponent with the highest armor value within line of sight. I think you're the only one with armor.
I have
So you have
one armor.
Okay. An opponent with an SOI, doesn't matter, you just automatically get summoned, is dealt their 2 best conviction dice worth of magic damage.
So I have to roll my conviction,
Yes.
which is teal and white.
Yep, you take this much damage.
Okay.
Yeah, this is her one big giant spell. It seems like she automatically casts it.
Can I use this demon voucher if
that
I
do?
roll that?
I don't know what it's.
Oh, can I just...
Why don't you
that's
just
fine.
roll and see what happens? It's probably... There you go.
9.
9 damage. And then inflict condemned. This is, I guess it just starts the fight with that one giant hit. We scare and, oh, maybe this is the monster that was in the guy. I don't know. It's kind of weird how it's worded that way. And then that's it.
Okay, what does condemn do? You have to roll a black die.
Yep. So right now it's your turn, right? Because she's done. We don't continue down anymore. Now, instead of casting that giant thing, she's going to be casting other spells normally. So,
It's my turn?
Rook's turn.
Oh, and I can't do this before my turn.
Right.
I can save you. Fine.
Great.
Fine.
You're not dead.
Okay, mend is the first thing.
Do you have the tokens?
2 heals.
Okay.
Okay, so
Now
clear.
it's our turn. Let's
So
get in there.
clear. Remove an effect from a figure within SOI. You're done.
Great. Get rid of that condemn.
Okay. Now I'm gonna... I'd have to use it on myself. I'm gonna do that, no? I'm gonna heal myself.
Amend. Or use, what about just your regular potions? Maybe you do that.
Okay.
And if you do damage to an opponent, don't you heal? So maybe you move
Yeah.
up and, like, punch one of these eyeballs.
Okay, so I'm gonna... Well, maybe I use the hyper energy. An ally within an ally with an SOI heals 3.
That could be you. But it's the same as drinking the juice box. Drink the
No,
juice
I gain
box.
1 SP.
Oh, you gain both?
Oh, but then it's not gonna... I just have 2 attacks no matter what. Okay, so I'm just gonna drink the juice box,
Okay.
like you said. Okay, drink it. It goes here. Okay, so I heal 3.
Okay.
Excellent.
You're not going to hit with that big thing again, so...
Okay, so I will spend 1 SP to move up.
Now, do you think it's worth it to go up? Yeah, I think we should hit the eyeballs.
Yes.
Rather than
How are we
hitting
gonna
her-
attack her?
Well,
Yes.
you hit her 5 times, all the eyeballs die.
Yeah, but...
Yeah, I know. She's really far away.
Yeah.
So maybe you move up, right?
Okay.
Okay, where are you going? I'll let you move your character.
I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
Am I behind a barrel?
Yeah.
Should I not be?
I don't know. You're not within line of sight. If we kill this one, then they can't see you. So that's good. That's good. That's good. Yeah. Turn.
Turn, and I'm going to attack.
Interesting. It's only got 10 defense.
Right. Red and orange.
Yeah. Come on. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
11.
Hitting it for 1. 2 because your sword, and you've got 2 books. Give you something, right? Oh no, you need shields.
I need shields.
Alright, you did 2 damage. It has 3 left.
Okay, 2 damage.
You heal.
When you heal 2. Okay.
See, that's good.
6. So now I'm down to 4.
Mm-hmm.
4 damage. Okay, that is good. That is good. Okay. Now I'm going to use Blade Works and attack it again. Let's kill this. Let's kill this thing. Let's kill.
Let's get rid of this first eyeball here.
Punch it. No, we are going to re-roll. We are going to re-roll one of my combat dice.
The orange one, maybe?
Yeah, the orange one. Come on, Rook. Okay.
You hit for 10. You do 1 point of damage. Where are we keeping track of this thing's damage? 1, 2, 3. You've done 3 damage to this thing. Okay. Well, that just means if we hit her twice, it dies. You done over there?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, Zeke. 1, 2, 3, 4. They don't break attacks.
No.
Uh-oh.
What?
5.
Uh-oh, what?
6. Uh-oh. It was in hindering terrain, so it's -1 to hit. So the last one, you didn't do any damage, and the first one you did 1 less damage. So you only did 1 damage to it. Now, if we are adjacent to her, she's not going to cast that condemn spell. Okay? So maybe if someone runs over there and gets adjacent, she won't cast. Yeah, she won't cast condemned.
You should have had Rook go and do it.
Rook, can you make it all the way down there?
Yeah, if I would have drank the SP. Energy potion.
All right, I'm gonna shoot this thing.
Just throw a Nightingale out there. Great.
Okay. Teal and 2 teals. So really, I need a. Okay, good. That's an 11, right?
It is.
Okay, so I hit. Right now, I'm doing no damage. 2 shields is 2, 3, 4, 5. Dead.
Okay.
That's 1 down.
Okay.
That's all I can do.
Okay.
Remy.
You're gonna make me walk over there.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have 7 movement?
Yes.
7. Well, you can move adjacent to her if you spend all 3 moves.
Alright.
Right?
Yep.
Now you're not getting an attack in.
I could get an attack right now. Boom. Fight drive. Too bad it's not going to make a difference because it's just going to attack the eyes.
Right. It's just going to go to the eyes.
Yeah.
But now, at least now it's not casting the condemned.
Okay.
All right?
Mm-hmm.
Then Nightingale, I could get rid of this eyeball so now you're not getting hit with line of sight.
Excellent.
Is that cool?
Sure.
1, 2, 3, 4. I can cast spells against it. It's got 4 health left. I can do that in 1 spell. How's that?
Excellent. That's what we want.
Oh, I should set my thing up. 7. 2 defense now. I don't have 6 movement anymore, do I? I don't think so. I only have 5 movement.
You have 5 movement?
Right? Does everyone have 5? No, everyone has 6. Everyone's got 6. And, I'm sorry, I should just check my health. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18, and then my -1.
Oh,
okay.
Okay. The girl that's the furthest away has the most health. Great. not the tank.
She's wearing this cat suit right here.
Rook could shimmy into that.
Alright, I'm going to cast, get an orange, spell 6, 10, 14.
It's got 2 purples,
Two
right?
purples, yep. Yep.
Miss.
Okay. So that is 2... I'll just take 1 irreducible damage and kill this thing.
Excellent.
Bang. How was that?
That was very helpful.
Like that?
Thank you.
Okay, now I'm gonna spend this to move. Tap my inflection so I can move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spaces.
Okay.
I cast a spell right here.
Oh, do it up. Do it up.
Right? I'll do the same thing.
I like it. I like it.
Ooh. Oh, that one's like hidden back there. That one's like hidden.
Okay. We kind of always have to keep here. We have to keep people here too because when it spawns, when she spawns 2, one of them spawns on this tile.
Yeah. I was here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I could actually move here. Now I can see
the hidden one.
I can see the hidden one. I forget how it works. Yeah, line of sight is to the center. We just played another game.
Yeah, to the center. Yeah.
What game did we just play where I have to see a corner?
I don't know.
So can I not see this one?
I'd say just be safe and do this one.
Well, I can do both.
In this turn, you can do both. You have enough points to kill them both.
Yeah. Wow. See, this is what happens when we jump around games.
We were playing Skulltails.
Skulltails, right.
Yes.
That
and if
line
anybody
of sight.
hasn't checked out the second video, it is shorter, I promise you. And there's less just sitting reading the rules downtime because it's the purchase phase and we all kind of sort of knew what we were doing.
The center of the space acting to the center of the space the target figure occupies. Yeah, center to center. Easy line of sight. So, yes, this one actually would work. Center here to center here, because it's 2 and 2, just like in any game. It's a corner. And this one, no. So I can't see this one. I'll go after this guy.
What do you mean you can't see it?
See, my center goes through there. This is red right here.
Oh.
That one I can see.
Yes, okay.
It's even.
Okay.
So I'll just shoot the one that's down there.
Excellent.
Okay?
Yes.
So we're casting a spell. I can
re-roll.
I can re-roll by exhausting this. Boom. Okay, so 12, 13. Okay, so that is, I'll do 1 irreducible damage to myself, and now tap this to do 5 damage.
Ooh, nice. Nice.
Now,
okay.
see, I have 1 left, but
Save
since I can't see it, that's it.
Yeah.
Alright. So that's the end. Hey, not bad. Came in, we cleared out those eyeballs. You almost died in 1 hit.
Fun.
Okay,
Fun.
Tell me when. It'd be
Stop.
great if we can get there before she goes.
Ugh, frustrating. Frustrating.
Alright. Melody. There are opponents adjacent. Okay, is there an opponent adjacent? Yes. Make a separate... Oh, so we actually never read this attack. I don't know if this is worse than the condemned attack. Is there an opponent adjacent? Makes a separate melee attack against each opponent within reach 2. Oh, so it's just a melee attack against you.
So I can dodge it.
Swap places with the farthest opponent within line of sight. Oh, which is no one.
It's
me. Just gonna oh, you have a line of sight here, but does no one has line of sight? Yeah, so she's just going to swap places with you, which is going to set up, oh my goodness, the best break attack ever.
You mean a flank?
Yep.
Oh.
A flank. And Nightingale's going to come up and just jam this thing right up.
Her gullet.
That's messed up. Oh, gullet. I like that. Okay, so she attacks you.
I was gonna say.
An orange and a red.
Okay, I'm going to dodge this
coming?
with my hoodie of deflection.
Wow, we did good hiding in those spots just for this.
Can I have the black die, please?
Sure.
Thank you. Excellent.
Oh,
so I am at 9. I am at 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16
Well,
because
I
of
hit
my...
you with the 16. That's how you roll these
I'm
dice.
at 16 with my hoodie, plus 1. Just double check me. 9, 10, 11.
No, it's good.
Oh, no armor. 9, 10, 11. I'm at 16.
16. Well, guess what? She does no damage to you because none of those symbols do pluses for her.
Oh, really? So if the attack does no damage, I can exhaust this encounter?
Yeah. And hit her?
This? You can't do that on this, right?
Oh, we have to kill the eyeball first.
Yeah, we do.
That's okay. I can move there, cast a spell.
So should I attack her to do a damage to the eyeball right now or no?
Yeah, sure, because you're going to untap everything anyway. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to counter using this, so it's 2 tails.
Okay.
Wait a minute. I can make her re-roll the dice.
Doesn't matter. She did nothing to
Oh,
you.
she did nothing to me. 11.
11?
I
No,
did
it's a
nothing
miss.
to her.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Then she swaps places with you. Because she's the only one that she can see.
Okay.
If I said that correctly.
I knew what you meant.
Thanks. Alright. Is there an opponent within line of sight and this ability? Oh, that's the one that's been used already. So then, is there an opponent within line of sight? Cast spell 6
Me.
against the opponent with the lowest conviction value within line of sight. So yeah, it's just you.
But I can't dodge this because it's
a
magic.
spell. Right. Right.
Okay.
Roll. Oh. Okay, it's a spell 6. This is a special spell. So the spell is 6. Oh, it's only a 9. So now your conviction to block.
My conviction is purple and red.
Orange.
I'm sorry, purple and orange. Purple and orange. I gotta get
9.
higher than a 9.
Or just a 9.
Fine.
Good.
14.
So what would have happened if you failed? I would have rolled 4 purple dice.
Holy cow.
4 purple dice and deal 1 magic damage. Oh, for every book rolled.
Oh,
That's not
okay.
that bad.
Okay.
Okay. That doesn't really do much, right?
That was excellent. That was
Nightingale.
excellent. Nightingale.
Nightingale's up. I'm going to tap the infection to get my move in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I'm gonna cast a spell against the eyeball. Oh, my bodysuit. I heal 1. Cast a spell against the eyeball.
Okay.
Wow, this is setting up pretty good. This and that.
A spell against the eyeball. Yep.
So,
The eyeballs roll 2 purples.
14. Okay. I can tap all this extra 1 damage. I take 1 damage, so I do 5 straight out to it.
Okay.
Shield down.
Okay.
Flank attack.
Okay, whoa. How much damage can you do to her?
I might be able to kill her in 1 hit.
20?
Oh, I might kill Rook.
That's okay. We want to kill her in 1 hit.
I don't know how much damage I can do. Let's find out. I roll... So I'm going to spend my 2.
I'm just thinking, is there anything I can do to help?
Can we do
Are
something...
you in SOI with me?
No.
No. Okay.
Hold on. Let's see how much I can do. Right? So I roll an orange and a teal
and a
black die.
Can Remy just throw these knives? I'm just kidding. You get so mad when I say that. Okay, now hold on. Do you have a reroll for the black die if it turns to be a skull?
Yes.
Okay.
I could tap the actual weapon.
Oh gosh.
That is the worst hit ever. That actually is probably better that I missed.
No, you didn't miss. You get pluses because you're flanking, no?
I get 2 pluses for hitting. So this is a 9, 10, 11. That's actually a miss. My attack missed.
Okay, well, Remy's gonna beat the crap out of her.
No, I'm gonna go again.
Oh, you can go again? How?
Well, I'm gonna drink... I could either... I'll just use my power.
Everybody gains an SP?
And I gain 2.
Okay.
It's actually good I rolled it that low.
Okay.
So now I'm going to spend my 2 to attack again.
Nightingale, she was barfing in the corner. That's why. Yes! Okay. Yeah, but 15's good to start with.
Oh yeah, no, this is excellent.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
But Rook might be dead.
Alright, so this is, what, 15 that I hit. 15, 16, 17, because of the flank attack. Okay. So 17 minus 12 is doing 5 damage right now. It's armor piercing 2, so she's got 1 armor, so it doesn't matter.
Okay.
So I'm doing 5 damage.
Okay.
Plus 5 damage because this has backstab.
10.
With flanking. So I'm doing
Rook's dead.
10. Okay, so I'm doing 10 damage right now.
Okay.
What symbols do I have? I have 2 shields and 2 shields.
So that's 4.
That's another 4 damage.
So we're at 14. Wait, did you count the star?
The star does give me nothing.
And did books do anything?
2 books, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 damage. I'll take it.
Yeah, I think we should, right? Like, there's no sense in healing him.
Well, you die, right?
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
Sorry. You didn't tell me that you were tethered, and I just went up there and did that.
Okay, so the first time Melody has damage tokens placed on our card after placing any eye tokens, read the following text.
After placing the eye tokens? Alright, so how do we place the eye?
Okay, so it says, if Melody ever places an eye of Magdalene, players roll 2 eyes. So
2 purples?
Anytime eye tokens are placed. Well, how do we know when she places eye tokens? Read the eyes of Magdalene.
After Melody is dealt damage, place an Eye of Magdalene on the board. Anytime Melody casts a spell, increase the force of the spell by 1 for each damage token on the Eye of Magdalene with the most damage. Oh, they were all dead.
Except Rook.
In the very beginning when she cast all the spells, there was no damage on them because she went first.
For Remy, yes.
And then
for
the second time over there,
this guy was at full health.
Right.
Whew. Okay. So anytime we have to place them, we have to roll 2 purples.
7.
Okay, we place 1 eye token.
And it's to the... On the...
69 on the furthest space possible.
Okay. Oh. 1, 2, 3.
The furthest space possible from adventurers.
Maybe that one.
The hidden one again?
Yes?
I know.
Hi.
We have the eyes underneath us. She found us.
I guess that one.
Okay. Okay. There can never be more than 4 eyes on the board at the time.
That's it?
Okay, then we have to read what happened. Oh no. Oh no. I dropped the red thing. Okay. Melody screeches at her fresh wounds. In a high-pitched voice, she screams, "I'll kill you!" over and over as she waves her hands through the air. With a loud crack, the floorboards explode all around you, and 2 women claw out from beneath the dirt with large weapons. Oh, no! Rook's dead.
Yeah, I know that.
And she's brought some friends to aid her in the fight. Spawn twin Sivani adjacent to the adventurer who dealt damage to Melody.
Okay.
When placing these 2 figures, if possible, place them in a flanking position. Then continue your turn as normal.
Twin Savani?
Yeah.
I don't even know what those are.
I think that's another boss. I don't know. Oh, I have seen them before. They're Esther's best friends.
Got it. Got it.
So do they have figures or do they have statues? I mean, cardboard.
I think they have statues. Let me grab them. I'll be right back.
Okay. Oh, I can read the card while you go get them.
Okay, that's smart.
Okay. They're best friends. They're two separate figures with their own HP. When spawned, we have to spawn both of them. Let's see. They have 10 health, 12 defense, no armor, 6 movement. Their conviction, it looks like 2 red. And their combat dice are 2 green. Here, let me just show everybody what they look like. That's their card. Okay. And then we can read the back while you look for them. Everything you want. The first time each turn, each Twin Savani misses an attack, re-roll their attack. Great. While Twin Savani seem very similar to humans physically, they have some differences that distinctively separate both their physiology and culture. Without exception, all Savani have a twin. They're born, live, and typically die together. Oh, they born, live, and typically die together. Savani are seen as a single entity by other Savani, and it's not uncommon for them to refer to themselves as a single person. Culturally, this brings about other strange differences. When Savani fall in love, it is always in pairs, meaning that their relationships are always set in 4s. They mate in pairs, and the resulting pregnancies are almost always simultaneously successful or simultaneously a failure. This means that despite being from 2 separate biological parents, the offspring is always a set of identical twins born in pairs, one from each female. Whew, okay. When a pair of twin Savani do not seem to truly share a single conscience or telepathic link, they are as close to being one person as 2 minds can be. In fact, twin Savani seem to be able to survive just fine without their twin, despite an overwhelming cultural stigma against it. Those who separate from their twins are typically voluntarily treated as pariahs, expelled from their homes, and forced to live in isolation. However, very few Savani ever choose to leave their twin voluntarily. More often than not, a Savani is only without a twin if their other half met some horrible fate. When a Savani is left alone, the solitude tends to drive them mad. It seems like they are built for a life of close companionship, insomuch that when a Savani dies from old age, it is expected of their twin to commit ritual suicide. Ooh. Religious customs amongst their people believe that their souls should be sent together to the afterlife. The reasons that twin Savani become espers are as varied as humans who opt to be summoned to other realms themselves. Each have their own agenda known only to them and their twin. One thing that is always in their summoning contracts, however, is that they are not separated from their twin. This is usually seen as a bonus to summoners, as they get the assistance of 2 for the price of 1.
Alright.
They've got some thighs on them, that's for sure. They're going down. All these women, please. I got no time. Okay? This is what I look like. Okay? That's what they look like.
Oh, they only have 10 health?
Yes.
Alright. Twin Savanis. Let's see. Twins are 2 separate figures with their own HP when spawn bones. Everything you want. The first time you turn, each twin Savani misses an attack, reroll that attack roll. The first time you turn twin Savani is attack, dodge. Is there an opponent within reach 2? Make 4 attacks against a single opponent with the most damage within reach 2. Can it move and attack an opponent? Okay.
Well, here's what's going to happen. We're going to get attacked by them, right? Then Zeke's going to kill that eyeball. Then Remy's going to kill her.
Damn right.
And that's it.
And then that's it.
And we're done.
Yep.
Okay, so we just have to survive all their attacks.
So Rook is down, right?
Rook is down, and now it's the twins' turn.
Oh, whoa, hey. I'm not done yet.
What do you mean?
I still have 1 attack point. And at any time. Alright. I'm just seeing, I want to be able to dodge. I want to be able to do all these things.
You probably should dodge, because you can't reach the eyeball. And it's pointless to attack her.
Yeah. Well, I got a bottle blessing, so that's that. Okay.
Oh, okay, so that's that. Great.
Alright, so Yeah, I'm going to save my 1. So now it is twin sister's turn. So the red one, who has me flanked. The first time each turn misses an attack. Okay, nimble. Is there an opponent within reach 2? Yes. Me. Make 4 attacks against a single opponent with the most damage within reach 2.
Well,
That's me.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, so I'm going to get 8 attacks against me. 4 each. Whoa. Okay. So...
I'm glad you're wearing the cat suit.
You got 2 here.
Can you just heal yourself right now?
So I'm going to spend 1 now just to dodge.
Okay.
Misses their attack, reroll the first time each turn. So no, I'm not going to dodge the first one, because then they're going to get a reroll anyway. Or do I dodge the first one?
2 greens?
I am going to dodge the first one. So I get
There are
a
9s on
black.
these dice.
Can I get a black die?
That's
Right
a
here.
hit. That's the Kingdom Death die.
2. What's up with the rook? Okay, well I've got extra armor, right? So my defense is 12. Right? No. Defense is 9, 10, 11. 12, 13. 13. Do it up. Let's roll. What's the matter with you?
I'm just nervous. 14.
Okay, well that's a hit. 14. And for every... Oh my god, every shield is 2 damage. 14, 16, 18, 20, right? And what was my defense? 12? 11, 12, 13. Okay, 20, so I'm taking 7 damage right now. Cat suit, before physical damage being dealt to you from attack, reduce -2, cat suit. So I'm taking 5 damage. Take 5 damage.
7 more attacks to go.
I'm down to 10 health. Okay. Yeah, but we just need to make it down. Oh, but then Remy's got to be able to do 3 damage. 15. I think you could do it. I think you can do it. 7 more attacks to go. I got my cat suit. I get another dodge. Okay, okay. So I have 14 defense this time.
It's gonna miss. It's gonna miss.
Miss. So now this is her reroll.
No.
What do you mean?
That's a 6 and a 9.
Oh, Jesus.
It's a
So that's
15.
a 15? Okay, so it hit me for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. -2. I take another 5.
You want to drink that bottled blessing now?
Do I drink the... Who else's bottle blessings
me,
around here?
me. I'll give it to you right now. Here.
So, these are at any time. I think
Yeah.
I'm going to use the bottle blessing to dodge, and that one to heal 3, or do we just pop both of them to heal 3? 2 more attacks are coming against me.
Well, that lets you reroll any die you just rolled. 2 more attacks?
Yeah, you've only done 2 attacks.
You mean 5 more attacks?
Right, well, just for this one person. Sorry, I'm just getting one person at a time.
Okay. I say pop both of them, right? Maybe 1 and a dodge.
Let's do both.
Okay.
Let's do both. Okay, both of these, so I heal 6 health. So I'm back to 11. Okay. So this is the 3rd attack against me. So I have 11 defense right now.
The lowest is a 4. 10.
Miss.
Miss. Excellent.
I'm gonna counter on her.
Oh, you think you could kill her in 10?
No, but I'm gonna try.
Okay.
This is tapped. It's exhausted. So I need an orange and a teal. She doesn't attack back, so
Right.
why not? I'd rather go down swinging.
Right.
I would have done a lot of damage.
You can't reroll that?
Nope, because I tapped it last time.
Reroll any dice rolled against you. If Rook was only able to give that voucher to someone.
That would have been good. Okay, so she's got one more attack now, right? Oh, wait.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, because she missed.
She gets a reroll. She gets a reroll.
She gets a reroll.
Of her third attack.
So the first time she misses.
Right.
13.
13. Okay, so it actually hit me. So I didn't counter, even though it's not going to matter. So 13 against my 11 is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I take 6 damage, minus 2, I only take 4. So 7.
So now this is the last attack.
This is the last attack. She already used her reroll.
Come on, low. 14.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I take 5. So I'm down to 2.
Okay.
So hold on a second.
Well, heal 3, juice box.
That's not instant though.
Oh, it's not instant. Oh.
I think what I'm going to have to do is...
You're not an SOI of Zeke?
No.
Which tile is he standing on?
He's here.
Oh, okay.
What I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to flip this, and I reduce, when you're dealt damage, ignore half the physical damage dealt to you. Right? Or do I save it?
No, you only have 2 health left?
I had 7 health. It's hitting me for 6. Oh, it's hitting me for 5. I can block 3 of it by doing this.
And how much health do you have left then?
Then I'll have 4 left.
Oh, you should have did that earlier.
I know.
You should have did that earlier.
Yeah.
Okay. Now red's done.
Now red is done. Yes. Purple. Wow, these would have been rough. Wow, you got hit with the tether and then these guys spawned? Wow. Alright. So purple.
Roll 2 dice, right?
Against a single opponent with the most damage within reach 2. Make 4 attacks against a single opponent. Yeah, let's go. I don't have anything to... Yeah, 11. That's a 9.
16. You're dead.
Well, I'm dead there.
Okay. So now does she attack me?
So that's the thing. I don't know. Make 4 attacks against a single opponent within the most damage within reach 2. I don't think so. Because it's only a single opponent. She did 1 against me. Now she can't do 3 against you.
Okay.
So Remy just needed to get through to make it so that
I could be...
you could go. Alright, so then now the only thing is you're not flanking anymore.
No.
So Zeke's going to have to go
Okay.
kill the eyeball.
Okay.
And then you're going to have to get a lot of...
attacks.
Or...
What do you mean? I have 5 attacks.
Yeah, but 1 attack hits, she spawns eyeballs again.
Oh, so how do I make it that it's the biggest attack?
Throwing knives.
No.
She has 3 health left.
I have to roll a purple.
Yeah. A 5, 6, or a 7. Oh, it's 50-50.
But I get a reroll.
Right. Well, let me get the eyeball first.
Okay.
Okay? Zeke's coming in. Zeke is moving. I have to hit this thing first. 1, 2, 3. Oh boy, I have to hit.
Mm-hmm.
I guess here's the thing. If I fail to hit, I would be in trouble. So, warp to any unoccupied space within SOI. So instead of spending 1 to move,
You're going to save
I'm
it
going to use
and
my BAMF coin
Okay.
to teleport here.
Okay.
So now I can get 2 attacks in.
Okay.
Make sure I get an attack in. So I'm going to spend 2. Two teals is what I get.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, a 10's a hit, right? Because it's not in the thing. 10, so I'm doing no extra damage. So this is 1, 2, 3, 2 shields, 4, 5.
Okay. Now, there's no way you could do your pumped up attack from where you are because you don't have line of sight.
Oh. Because I haven't moved yet, so I could spend 1 to move.
What do you mean? You just moved.
I teleported. I didn't do my move yet.
Okay, 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 okay. So wait.
But I can't see.
Yeah, how do we stand on Nightingale?
Oh, she's just removed.
Oh, okay.
I'll take them off. I would have to spend 1 to move here to then attack, but I don't have enough. Oh, bottle blessings. Okay.
Okay, wait.
Okay.
We each roll 2 teal. Okay?
But you get rerolls.
I get rerolls.
I can at least get to this spot to help.
Yes.
So you can only get 1 break attack against you. So if I just survive 1 attack by her, I'll just move here.
Okay.
So what I can do is
This isn't a break attack?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. They don't have break attack within reach 2. No.
So wait, she attacks you 4 times?
No. You can only cause 1 break attack from each person.
Yeah, but her attack is just 1 attack?
Just 1 attack.
Okay.
So I'm going to bottle blessing.
Okay.
Oh, wait. No. All I have to do is move.
Yes, all you have to do...
Because I'm not attacking.
Right.
Right, because my attacks... Because you would get your rerolls.
Okay, so wait. So let's...
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Hold on. You have nothing that rerolls anything. No. It was Rook that did. Okay, so I roll 2 teals, and I get a +1, and then 2 rerolls.
I roll 2 teals.
And you
I
get...
pierce the armor.
Okay.
And I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more damage.
So what do you have to roll to hit her?
I need a 12 to hit. Well, actually, I only need a 10 to hit.
Why?
Because we're going to be flanking. I get +2 to my roll.
You only need a 10 to hit.
As long as I hit, I'm doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more damage.
How lucky are you feeling?
Feeling... Okay, so let's see. What would be the worst that I would roll on here?
2 threes.
2 threes. Okay. So if I roll 2 threes, 3... So that's 6, 7, 8. That means I wouldn't do any damage.
Right.
Okay. Now if I rolled...
Oh, but if you don't do any damage to her, the eyebrows don't go up.
Right. If I rolled a 7, that would be a 9. I don't do any damage. 8 would be a 10. I don't hit. I don't do any damage.
Yeah, 10 +2.
Well, this is 9, this is 11. So I would have to roll... The worst thing for me to roll would be two fives. Because that's when I hit, because you're giving me +2. So that's 12.
But you're not doing enough to kill... You only have to kill her with 3 damage.
Right. So I'm fine. If I attack, anything less than a hit, nothing's going to happen.
And it'll be my turn to attack anyway.
Right.
Go.
So I'm going to do it.
Do it.
So I'm going to bottle Blessing to give myself...
A movement.
Another SP. Okay. Now I'm going to spend an SP for my move. 1, 2, it's going to attack me. 3, 4. So now she attacks. First time each turn. Do I have anything to dodge?
The hoodie.
When opponents are chosen. Oh yeah, the hoodie? Yeah. And I get a reroll. 2. I think I'm 11, 12, 13.
12.
She gets to reroll.
17.
12. Sorry, 13. So that's 4 damage.
Yeah, but with shields too, no?
Yeah, that's fine. Well, you know what? How about this? When you are the target of an attack, the attack misses once per encounter. Cloak. Just flip it. First time missed, you get a reroll. Then I use my cloak to just... She didn't even see it coming. I'm just like a ninja coming up in there. Now I'm going to spend my 2 SP to attack.
Which is the 5s.
Right. So 10, 11, 12. So I hit because of you. Okay. So I pierce 1 damage because of armor because of the bow. And then just the bonus of you is 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 damage.
Gain the obligation... Oh, wait, hold on.
Yeah, what's going on?
No, it says read it when she's defeated.
She's defeated, all right.
Gain the oblations, expiation, living, obligation, monster loot.
What? Okay, well, there's monster loot here.
Oblations,
Living oblation armor? Oh, living oblation monster loot. So there's one here. That's it.
No.
Living oblation monster loot?
No, let me see the word. Oblation, yeah, but it's so flip it over. What does it say? What type is it? Oh, yeah, it's that.
This thing?
Okay.
Alright, well, let's show everybody this. So we just got this monster loot.
It looks like a mermaid. A man-made.
Uh-huh. So, monster loot cloth. No armor, +2 health, 1... Defense.
1 movement.
And 1 movement. Oh, well, that's pretty sweet. And actually, it's armor to your armor. Like, your cloth armor doesn't actually give you armor. This is giving you armor. Exhaust. If the attack... Dodge. If the attack deals no damage, unexhaust this card and counter. Oh, well, that's different. They changed that with all the cloth. So this is still updated. Passive. During a dodge, if you don't roll a skull, add +2 armor. Wow. So this is a lot.
So reward for the win condition is each party member gains 1 XP. And we restore adventurers.
So we have 3 XP now. Restore adventurers. Okay.
And then we continue to set her free, page 93.
Should have shot this arrow against her. Whoa, 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 whoa. Combat loot. Right?
Why do we get combat loot?
Oh, we just killed somebody.
Oh. Okay.
9 gold. It's going to pay for some stuff. And then what? Did we go to a story?
We go to set her free, a story.
Alright, so we're going to listen to this.
Yep.
Set her free. The woman had collapsed from the weight of her wounds, blood pooling out about her. Her summons were gone, and she stared down at her ruined body in shock. Despite the damage, her voice sounded only surprised. "Human flesh is so feeble," she muttered. The monster held out one arm in front of her. She was almost surgical in the way she inspected her many wounds. She shook as she pushed her scraps of clothing against a deep gash in her belly, but it did little to stop the bleeding. Rook wasn't fooled. He held out an arm, blocking Nightingale's path to help the fallen woman. "She isn't what she appears. That thing isn't human." Nightingale glared at him, though she didn't try to force her way past. "Rook, she's dying. We can't just let her bleed to death." Rook didn't budge. "Nightingale, do you know what this thing is?" She retreated a step, frowning. "No." Just past him, the imitation of a woman laughed and cackled. "Listen to the big one. He sounds like he knows. Listen while you can." She didn't even sound angry, only resigned. Rook ignored her. "I wasn't sure at first, but I'm quite certain now. They call monsters like this living oblations. You make one deal too many, and eventually the only thing you have left to bargain with is yourself. Something drags you out and takes your body for itself. Whoever this was, she may have been dead for years, decades even." "Is that true?" Remy asked from his other side. "Melody." The monster sounded afraid, suddenly gasping from the pain obvious in the damage to her body. "My name was Melody, before I sold myself." It was as if whatever controlled her momentarily let go. Or perhaps they were always both there. "See?" Nightingale surged forward, moving to duck under Rook's arm. He stepped in front of her, blocking the way even more thoroughly than it had been before. "She's not gone. You're still you, aren't you, Melody?" The woman's head tilted violently to one side, swiveling to look up at Nightingale. Her mouth opened too wide, and she laughed. "Of course I am. Who else would I be?" "We can't know." Rook lowered his arms, no longer blocking the way. "The creature inside of her can make the body do whatever it wants. Even if this person was Melody, and we'd known them before, we couldn't be sure." He looked down at the creature. "Why are you here? Did you cause what happened upstairs?" "No," she hissed. "Malik ordered me to protect the basement. He doesn't like snoopers." Her tone changed, suddenly pained and desperate and human again. Well, a shocking imitation of human. "Please leave me be. I'll heal. I know it looks bad, but I'll heal. If Malik doesn't learn I failed, I'll be safe. Just go." Rook felt the brief pressure on his soul, the faint magic Suri used to look through his eyes, then the momentary weakness as she borrowed some of his strength to manifest. She took shape far quicker than usual, taking an almost solid humanoid form in less than a second. Suri approached the fallen woman without fear, then turned her back on her to meet Rook's eyes. "You must kill this creature." "Quiet. This doesn't concern you," Melody hissed, suddenly angry again. She lurched towards Suri, but only made it a few inches before her horrific wounds forced her to stop. Suri pleaded to Rook. "It has no business in this realm. It's just another intruder from Arkella leeching from your world." She looked from Rook to his friends. "Only if you kill the host can the great bounty pass judgment on this criminal. Any other action will allow it to stay hidden from the great bounty." Nightingale looked confused. "Suri, what exactly is the great bounty?" Suri swished in the air in frustration. "Stupid girl! Don't use my name in front of it." Suri's sudden outburst caused Nightingale to take a step back. "They are the self-appointed interdimensional enforcers of reality," Suri said, still throwing Nightingale a dirty look. "Beings of great power who don't like realms meddling with each other, especially not those from Arkella. Now kill her so that they can claim what they want." No, Zeke said. "You're gonna have to explain more than that. Sounds like some real comic book shit." "I've read about it," Rick explained. "If any of you paid attention in assemblage, you would have too. They say that there is an open bounty put on any creatures found in violation of the rules established between dimensions. Espers hail from realms outside of Middara. However, many are allowed to be summoned, bound, or used in any way the contract with their summoner permits. Certain realms are considered off-limits, Arcala being one of them. It's likely the reason the Malama is hiding in Nightingale and has no interest in manifesting. I guess this creature is the same. Staying inside of another body allows it to hide from the Great Bounty. If we kill its host, it will be vulnerable. The Great Bounty will be alerted to its meddling in this world. Remy asked without thinking first, "What about Suri, then? Isn't she from Arcala, too?" Melody laughed, but it quickly turned into a coughing fit. After she spit out some blood, she affirmed Remy's concern. "Yes, she's just afraid that if you let me go, she might be on the hook as well. Naughty girl. Breaking the rules." The creature smiled wickedly at Suri before saying the name. "Suri is as guilty as me. Host or no host." Suri snarled, showing a pair of razor-like teeth and red glowing eyes. "I am not the same as you. I appear out of curiosity and in brief spurts using this relic." Suri motioned towards a matching amulet around her own neck. "You steal men's souls and make them your slaves. Rook, she must die."
I was right.
I think so.
Melody is the girl that paid to have Scarlet and Oliver come.
Oh, right. That's why
Then
the demon's inside of her.
The demon got put inside of her. But who would have put the demon inside of her? She's saying that she's protecting from Malik, the basement. So would Malik put a demon inside? I don't think so. I don't think he would do that. Well, first of all, we don't know how it works, how to get to Middara.
First of all, I don't know how we survived that. Luckily, we had 2 giant attacks against her. Because if we went another round, these things are just...
Oh, yeah, we would be dead.
Killing.
Well, if we knew that there was a threat of another round, we would be killing, you know, we both had to go.
We made a major mistake.
What did we do? What did we do?
They were flanking Nightingale.
So you're saying she would have died earlier?
+1 hit and 3 more damage. +1 hit and 3 more damage.
Okay, so then let's say that we used all of the juice boxes.
So, if it was Nightingale, and I would have to go back and check the cameras and see. Because I could have been at full health, which would have been, what, 17? I would have drank the juice box. And what I need to do is I would just need to make it alive.
To the 5th attack.
Right. To the 5th attack. And use this would have been used way earlier because now I'm taking more damage.
What's the elixir do?
Upgrades my conviction and increases my strength. I would have to check it.
To make sure that she doesn't get hit.
Well, actually, what we could do right now to just do everything, have 4 attacks against Remy right now. If Remy survives, we're fine.
Okay.
Because all you need to do is stand there to cause the break attacks.
Okay.
And she's not flanking you.
Okay.
Alright? So why don't we try that now?
Okay.
If
Well,
we do that, then...
I was after, so I don't reset anything. So I have another dodge with my belt.
You have 1 dodge with the belt.
Yes. So I'll do that first. Reroll. So 1.
You got upgraded, so you have 12 defense. Okay. And they roll... What do they roll?
9, 10, 11.
2 greens.
11.
They get 1 reroll. So 14.
At any time, reroll any dice except the black dice that were rolled against you.
So reroll is 9.
Well, let me see. Do I want to do that?
I think so.
The first time dealt a damage by...
Definitely.
Okay. So for Bode, I'm rerolling.
Perfect. So 11. So complete miss.
Okay.
Okay, so we have 3 more attacks coming against you.
I have 1 SP, so I'm going to counter again.
Or dodge.
I'm sorry. Dodge. Nothing.
Okay. So you have 11 defense, right?
Mm-hmm. 12.
12, 13, 14 damage.
The first time you were dealt physical damage by a melee attack, reduce damage to you by 2. So I take 2 damage.
So 3 damage, you reduce it by 2.
Oh.
So you only take 1 damage.
1 damage. Okay.
2 more attacks coming.
Okay.
You have no more dodges, right?
No more... Nope, no more dodges. I'm just looking.
What's that?
After an opponent has dealt you magic damage, they are dealt damage to them. Let me see what this one is. The first time each turn you are dealt damage by a range attack. No. During a dodge, if you don't roll, no. Range attack.
9.
Okay.
So that is... Okay. So, is that 16, 17, 18, 19, 20? And you have 11, so 9 damage.
So I'm at 10 damage. So I have 12 health, 12, 13. I have 14 health, so I have 4 health left.
It's got 1 more attack.
I know. And there's nothing...
Yeah.
There's nothing I can do.
Miss. Okay. There we go. Now we don't have to do all that extra math.
Whew.
You survived all 4 attacks.
Okay. Great. Okay.
Good. So I could avoid a lot of comments in this section.
Yes.
Right.
Okay. Now, back to what happens. We keep going back and forth. At first, I said, we're killing... I was ready to kill her from the beginning. And then they said something about, you know, they inhabited this person's body, and when the host is killed, I'm afraid what if the same thing that happened to Nightingale happens here? The spirit comes out and goes into someone else on our team. But
Suri's the one that's saying to do it, so she would have more knowledge to know that that's not going to happen.
I would think, yes, that Suri would know, because she's saying that because this spirit is from Arkala, the Great Bounty is going to come and punish her. So my thought is, well, why didn't the Great Bounty come and punish the other...
Yeah, right
the
away.
other guy, and
so he was able to get out and hide.
The Great Bounty is a interdimensional enforcers of reality.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't matter that maybe the other spirit isn't from Arkala.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm even more confused. Well, the Great Bounty, I thought, oh, well, they only do this when there's spirits from Arkala that come. No, it's
interdimensional.
any.
Yeah.
So why didn't they come when that spirit was there?
Because that spirit was strong enough to jump into another body right away.
Well, I don't see why the spirit isn't strong enough to do that again.
And I don't know if maybe just that was what that spirit can do. This demon's going to die because we're killing the host.
So it sounds like you've changed your mind.
To what? No.
To killing her.
I say we keep her alive.
You say we keep her alive.
Because I think we're going to be able to use the knowledge of removing the spirit from her to help Nightingale out down the road. The same thing that's happening to Nightingale is happening to Melody. We read Melody's card in the back here. It was like, oh, hopefully someone's reading this letter. I think it's letting us know to try and make that connection of why she did it.
Okay. It's not her decision to make. Page 96.
And plus, Malik, Remy's father, put her down there.
I don't believe
so what is
that,
what's that connection?
I don't know. It's not her decision to make.
It's another story?
Another story.
It's not our decision to make. No. Nightingale walked past Rook, stopping inches away from Surrey. She wasn't afraid, not of the fallen Melody lying in a pool of blood, and not of Rook's Esper. This great bounty thing might be important, but we don't give a damn what the rules are. Nightingale pulled a roll of bandages out of her pack, tossing it down to Melody. Melody caught the bandages, staring down in disbelief. A second later, and she hurried to work, binding her wounds as best she could, staunching the blood with tight wraps. We won't kill a defenseless enemy, Nightingale said. Violet light flickered where Surrey's lower body blurred into an indistinct blur. Do you feel the same, Rook? His voice shook the room. I do. Then I'll do it. Her violet light grew brighter and a sudden breeze blasted away from her. This is why the bounty was formed in the first place. Mortals are often too weak to protect themselves. Zeke cleared his throat. No, you won't. We decided not to kill her. You got outvoted. Surrey's light flickered, her whole body growing suddenly transparent. There was pain in her eyes as she looked up at Rook, along with frustration. She spun in the air with impossible speed, glowering down at Melody. You best keep your silence, intruder. Surrey hovered just a few inches away from Melody. I know enough to damn you. Surrey flickered once, then vanished like a candle left out on the wind. The Esper gave you good advice. Again the voice came as it had on the streets of Romstead. At least Nightingale didn't feel anything tugging at her body this time. It was only a voice urging her. A living oblivion can mean our deaths and the death of your friend. If it reveals our presence, the bounty will not care that you were taken against your will. It will scour you for the sin of bad luck. Melody jerked sideways, suddenly looking directly at Nightingale. The writer lies to you, girl. My words could bring your death. But what of me? The great bounty could take no words from me without also strangling their canary. She laughed, and again the sound grated on Nightingale's ears. A trifecta of impossible lawbreakers we have here. Each host to each intruder as vulnerable to judgment as the others. Nightingale had to think for a moment about what Melody had said before speaking. You're saying you wouldn't turn us in? Because they'd kill you too? Melody lurched to her feet, swaying unsteadily. Not even Malik will hear me sing again, she said. My debt is paid. The Black Hand can find a new bird. Get out of her way, Nightingale called. Rook, Zeke, and Remy all stepped back, giving Melody a clear path to the ladder. Thank you. Melody met Nightingale's eyes one last time, and again her voice sounded familiar. Look deeper. Malik only wanted me to guard what was worth guarding. She gestured into the gloom, at the faint outline of an open passage against the stone. By the time Nightingale looked back, she was already gone. You think we should? Zeke asked, cleaning his weapon along the side of a rolled bundle of cloth. Might be a trap. Nightingale sighed. We don't really have a choice. If we don't, I might end up like her. A new visitor. They didn't have very far to walk. After 50 feet or so in a dark tunnel, they reached the end. Beyond was another stone room, though this one had a lower ceiling and far less open space. Nightingale scanned the shelves and almost couldn't believe what she saw. The room didn't hold more coins, or more precious stones, or more art. Instead, each little cubby and shelf cut into the stone had a single number carved into it. On each shelf rested something completely unique. Nightingale looked between them with open wonder on her face, staring at the array of strange objects. She saw a sword made of several overlapping layers, each one glowing a different color. A length of rope coiled upon itself and hissed at her like a living snake. while a little bag of marbles beside it seemed to grow scorching hot one minute before encrusting the nook in ice the next. My God! Rook stopped in the doorway, scanning the room. He fumbled in a pocket, drawing out the black ledger. Yeah, that's what I thought. He turned it to face them. See the numbers on the wall? They match the ones in here. Damn impressive haul, Zeke muttered, nudging the bag of marbles with a cigarette. It gradually crusted over with ice, snuffing the end out. He pulled his hand back before something worse could happen to him. Enough to get someone killed, Remy sighed. Damn, guys, I'm sorry. I think I dragged you into something awful. Nightingale touched Remy's back gently. Relax, Remy. It's not your fault. You didn't know this was down here. No, I didn't. Remy staggered to her feet, eyes wide. Can you believe it? She looked as though she was going to start throwing things onto the floor. I thought maybe it was just information. It can't be, though. This has got to be stolen. My dad's smuggler, maybe a thief, too. She lowered her voice barely above a whisper. My dad's a criminal. Nightingale reached out to comfort her again, but Remy pulled away. She spun, shoving past Rook towards the open door. No more putting up with this shit. Let's go get some answers. Remy, wait. Zeke didn't stop her physically, though he sounded pleading. If he didn't tell you before, finding this place isn't going to change anything. Remy turned, her eyes were wet. But if he was lying about this, what else could he be lying about? Forget the smuggling. We still need to save Nightingale. I'm not going to stand around and do nothing while Nightingale ends up like Melody. Grace is probably investigating all this, but we can't count on someone else solving it for us. If the Black Hand is involved, my dad and Grace aren't even making this thing official. It could take them months to find the killer. We're running out of leads, and Malik might be the last one. Nightingale looked to Rook for help, but found him engrossed in the ledger. She could still see Melody's eyes in her mind, wide and desperate with panic. Would she look like that one day? I can help you find the murderer. The Malama's voice was almost becoming familiar, but still caused her to shiver. Really? She thought back, more exhausted than angry at this point. The room, the shelves full of artifacts, even her friends started to blur into the background. As they did, something else became clear in the air in front of her. The Malama looked much as she remembered it from her nightmares, a cloud of sentient tar interspersed with flickering lights and organs. When it spoke, it never used the same mouth for more than a few words. All those eyes watched her, not seeming to see or care about anything else. I keep my bargains, mortal. Give me control for an hour, and I'll take you straight to the murderer. You can retrieve whatever leads were stolen and continue your search for Theodosian. You swear? She whispered. If I do this, I'll get my body back? Of course. Its voice grated in a discordant choir of a dozen overlapping voices. You can have your body returned as soon as the deal is done. Nightingale. Rook was suddenly right in her face, so loud her concentration faltered. The horrific shape vanished from in front of her, and the room slammed back into focus. She blinked, dazed. What? You are muttering to yourself, he shivered. We found something. Rook held up the ledger, pointing at one column. She read the word beside his finger. Hegemonics? What is that? Zeke grinned. Probably what the murderer was after. Rook says everything else in here got logged in and out. All methodical. Except this. He stepped back, gesturing at a large empty cubby. Whatever this was. The hegemonics? What kind of artifact is it? Remy asked. Rook didn't get a chance to answer. From down the passage came a distant crash, followed by the sound of shattering glass. He tucked the ledger away in a pocket, then drew a weapon, leading the way back up the passage. Nobody spoke as they crept back the way they came. Nightingale was no exception, peering up through the wooden floorboards. Someone moved above them. Someone she recognized. It was Aisling, the red-headed woman that woke them up all back at the inn, the one who was screaming at Patrick. She dashed through the house, pouring something onto the wood as she went. She didn't stay long, sprinting from room to room and making sure to spread whatever she was dumping as wide as possible. "What is she doing?" Nightingale whispered. "Not sure," Zeke said, smelling the air. "Smells like sulfur." Zeke's eyes went wide. "Oh no!" As Aisling left the house above them, bright orange flames took her place and smoke started to waft between the cracks. Zeke hurried to the ladder. "She just lit the place up!" He climbed rapidly, shoving on the hatch. It didn't budge. Rook, you want to help with this? We need to get out of here." "How could she?" Remy called from beside Nightingale, her eyes wide with terror. Smoke began billowing around above them, and the sound of the fire filled the room as more of the accelerant Aisling had poured went up in flames. "She probably doesn't even know we're down here," Nightingale added. "We gotta get out of here. We're going to burn to death." "Okay, calm down." Rook took Zeke's place at the top of the ladder and braced his shoulders against the hatch. Something snapped, and the whole thing flipped open. Bright orange light shone in around him from the opening. "Pretty warm up here. Looks like the kitchen is all clear, but flames are getting close. Time to move." They did. Nightingale was last up the ladder, and the smoke was thick in the air as she made it into the kitchen. She coughed and squinted as black clouds stung at her eyes. "The fire already blocked the front and back door. We're trapped." Rook spun desperately. Over the counter in the kitchen, Nightingale could see a window. She jumped onto the counter and waved a hand. "This way!" She waved a hand and the rest moved behind her. "Nightingale, be careful!" Rook called from behind, but Nightingale wasn't going to wait for him. She could feel the heat on her skin, and her lungs burned with each breath. Nightingale threw herself against the glass window. The wood splintered under her weight, and the glass shattered. Nightingale fell out onto the grass on the side of the house. She helped her friends out one at a time, covering her mouth as best she could. They didn't make it more than a few steps before they dropped to the ground, breathing heavily. Zeke was the first to sit up. "Guys, I know we're all in bad shape, but Grace probably has guards on the way, and I don't want to get blamed for this." "Me neither," Nightingale coughed, scrambling to her feet. She helped Zeke up and turned to leave. The group set off down a nearby alley and into the gloom. "I think we got our next lead," Rook said from the front. "Yeah," Nightingale agreed, following at a half-shamble. "To Patrick's. I'd like some ale, then maybe some answers." Back at Patrick's, Rook was the first through the old-fashioned bar doors, shoving them aside with such force that they snapped back against the wall. He ignored the stares, ignored the confusion of the patrons. His friends kept pace with ease. While none actually marched with drawn weapons, they all had them within reach. If Patrick was in league with the one who had just tried to murder them, they wouldn't let him get away. Rook found the inn's proprietor exactly where he'd been the day before, tinkering with the intricate parts of a disassembled flintlock pistol. "Oh, hey!" He looked up, eyes flicking from Rook to the others just behind him. "You guys go to a bonfire or something? You smell awful." He leaned forward, pointing at a little door next to the stairs. "We got hot water in the showers, you know. No need to stink up the whole place." "Funny you should mention it." Remy hopped up onto the stool beside Rook, right in front of the disassembled pistol. She casually swept her hand across the table, sending the tools and delicate clockwork clattering to the floor behind the counter. "Hey!" Patrick raised his hands defensively. "You got something stuck up your ass, Moretti?" "She doesn't." Nightingale didn't sit, but she did poke up near the bar just beside Remy. Her arms and shoulders were covered in small cuts from the glass window, and Nightingale's hair was messily pulled to one side. She kept her voice very low, barely above a whisper. "But a friend of yours did just nearly barbecue us. She's a little peeved. We all are, really." To his credit, Patrick didn't try to run, though one of his hands did briefly twitch towards the bar. "I don't know what you could be talking about." Remy leaned across the bar towards Patrick, her wings wide behind her. "My father's head information broker exploded today." "We were in the basement investigating when we saw that friend of yours." Rook kept his voice as low as the others, his eyes flicking up to the mirror to make sure there wasn't anyone sneaking up on them. "Aisling lit the place up with us still inside." Either you cooperate with us, or I'll see if my cousin Grace is interested in learning about Aisling trying to cook us alive. Zeke leaned casually against the bar as he spoke, puffing a great big cloud towards Patrick as he spoke. Patrick's shoulders slumped. I can't believe she actually did it. He slipped a flask out from his belt and tossed the whole thing back. He didn't set it down again until it was empty. Look, I don't want to talk about this here. He leaned his flask towards the single opening in the bar, leading back to the kitchen. We can talk in the back. He led them away from the sound of drinking and song, away from the clinking glasses and happy voices. They followed Patrick through the kitchen and into another room tucked against the back wall. Rook's eyes went wide as he took in the whole space. It looked like an entire blacksmith shop had been squeezed into a fraction of the space. High windows were open all along one wall, letting in a steady stream of cool night air. It was barely enough to stop him from sweating, what with the unshielded coals of a burning forge. There was an anvil, too, and a wheel, and a sturdy workbench littered with tools. Half-forged weapons hung from hooks all around the ceiling, low enough that Rook almost put his eye out with an unfinished dagger. The others were all short enough that they weren't in danger, though. Zeke eyed the weapons warily. Look. Patrick faced them again, hopping up onto his workbench. I'll answer your questions. Just don't get the authorities. It would probably do more harm than good anyway. We'll be the judge of that. Nightingale folded her arms, glowering up at him. What did you mean she really did it? Was Aisling the one who murdered the informant? Patrick sighed. I tried to talk her out of it. The Black Hand might be criminals, but they don't deserve what she was planning on doing to them. You knew this was going to happen? Was that what you were arguing about this morning? Nightingale glanced back to see that Rook was glowering. No, I didn't think she actually was going to go through with it. I backed out. I thought that would be the end of it. Patrick lowered his voice a little. You say the guy exploded? She must have gotten the damn thing after all. She found the hegemonics, you mean. An artifact of spontaneous combustion, Rook said. Patrick jerked, and there was no hiding the recognition clear in his eyes. You know about... He shook his head. It's worse. The hegemonics can draw down exalted espers. You mean... Even Remy was taken aback. Yes, Patrick said. Demigods, demons, worse. Stuff nobody should be messing with. I bet Aisling used the hegemonics when she was caught trying to steal it. Poor bastard at the estate probably died before he even felt a thing. Rook was putting the pieces together. So you and Aisling were going to work together to steal this artifact? Why? Patrick didn't answer for a long time. He glanced over to Remy, and the words came slowly. Aisling lost her dad. The Black Hand. Aren't murderers! Remy shouted at him. Spies! Maybe smugglers, but not assassins. My father wouldn't do that. Patrick paled. You don't know your dad very well, do you? Remy looked down at her singed shoes, but Patrick was right. She didn't really know her father. He'd only been her father for 3 years now. She didn't even know he existed before coming to Middara. But he seemed to care about her, and she liked that feeling, being loved. Patrick must have seen the look on her face and moved on. Look, the details aren't important right now, all right? The point is, Aisling's dad was killed. She blames the Black Hand and Malik. As for me, well... He looked down away from Remy and Zeke. I wanted to say that it's because I'm sick of corruption, sick of back alley deals and troublemakers vanishing in the night. Really, I just care about her. I don't want to see her throw her life away over revenge. So why steal such a dangerous artifact? Rook repeated his question. Patrick paused before speaking. I found out about it from a patron. I was hoping that if we stole the hegemonics, it would be enough proof to Balthazar that Malik was up to something that needed investigation here in Romstead, and we could get real justice for Aisling. You were trying to get my dad arrested for peddling dark artifacts? Remy blurted. Patrick only shrugged. It isn't just your dad, Remy. This goes beyond him. The Black Hand has weaseled themselves deep within Alinia's aristocracies. Remy looked furious. She moved closer to Patrick and looked like she was about to scream, but Nightingale cut her off. But you changed your mind, Nightingale offered. You didn't help Aisling steal the hegemonics. Why? Because I realized Aisling couldn't just be happy with that. She wanted revenge. She wanted to kill Malik, to hurt people. So I backed out. The end didn't really justify the means anymore. Patrick rose again, and he no longer looked nervous as he looked between them. This whole mess is at least a little my fault. I couldn't stop Aisling, and frankly, I didn't think she'd go forward with it. That means I've got to help you bring her in. Get that artifact back before the hegemonics gets used again. Really? Nightingale relaxed a little. Yeah, Patrick repeated, nodding back towards the kitchen. But not tonight. Aisling isn't going to come easy. Everything's on me. Even our bathhouse. Get clean, get fed, get rested. We can tackle this whole mess in the morning. Rook stared, searching for deception in Patrick's eyes, but he didn't find any. All right, Rook extended a hand. But in the morning, you give us everything we need to find her. I want your word. Patrick didn't hesitate, taking Rook's hand with a sturdy grip. I swear it on my inn and also my life. Tomorrow. Then he looked towards Nightingale. Also, you have some glass in your hair. Nightingale ruffled her long hair, sending small bits of glass all over the countertop. Thanks, she said, rubbing at her arms. This is bullshit, Remy scoffed. I'm not going to help you put my dad in prison. With that, Remy turned on her heels and stormed out of the small kitchen. Rook and Zeke shared a worried look, but Nightingale was the first to move after her. I'll talk to her. Nightingale spun as she moved. Thanks for the free food and beer, Patrick. Nightingale found her friend a few moments later. She'd already buried herself in the corner with a pint of ale. Hey, Nightingale said, scooting into the small booth beside Remy. She waved her hand to get herself something to drink, and then turned to give Remy all the attention she felt she needed. He's the only family I have left, Remy said softly. All of you have close friends, brothers, sisters, or two parents, but Malik is the only family I have now. Nightingale only nodded and listened as Remy continued. I know he's not a good person, but he's good to me. Remy took a long gulp from her beer. Isn't that good enough? Nightingale still didn't say anything. I mean, plenty of people hate Balthazar. He's not a good person. Nightingale raised an eyebrow and took her drink as a waitress brought it by. She took a sip and said nothing. I'm sorry, Remy sighed. This isn't about your dad. This is about mine. I just can't believe he's a murderer. I won't. Remy shook her head and sighed again. I'll help Patrick capture Aisling, but I'm not going to help him throw my dad in prison. There was a silence as the two kept drinking. Then Remy spoke up. Hey, Night, you want to go to the baths after we get something to eat? Nightingale nodded and smiled. The next morning found them feeling much better for all that Patrick had promised. Clean, rested, and full, they practically glowed as they made their way downstairs. There were no patrons waiting for them, just plates of hot cakes and Patrick himself. The man no longer looked just like an innkeeper. He had a belt of gear along with enough weapons to compete with any of them. I hope you're ready to give us that information, Rook said when he'd finished his plates and all of his friends' leftovers too. We're in a hurry. I'll do you one better, Patrick rose, sliding a weapon away into its holster. I'm coming with you. No offense, but you all don't really have a chance in hell of catching Aisling without me. That and... He nodded respectfully to Nightingale. Shayless would kill me if I let anything happen to you. Wait, what? Nightingale glared at him, bolting upright herself. You never said you knew my sister? Patrick shrugged ruefully. No. Well, we went to the Institute of Alinea together when we first came to Middara. Nightingale skipped over towards an impressive display case of weapons marked for sale. So, since you're good friends with my sister, and since you're also adventuring with us, does this mean that you're going to give us weapons for free? No, ma'am, Patrick said, but you're welcome to buy as much as you like. I can always use money from the pockets of royalty.
A lot of story in this episode.
I wasn't expecting
that
all
much.
of that, yeah.
So it sounds like, again, your father is a pretty bad guy.
Yeah, and I...
Still are acting like...
a brat.
Yeah, Remy,
Yeah.
you're kind of acting like a little brat right now.
Well, I think it's just hard for her to swallow.
Okay.
Because, you know, up until this, she's being confronted with all of the bad stuff at once. She didn't know. So, me personally, yeah, Remy, stop crying. But, obviously, you know, my father wasn't head of the mafia. So.
Yeah. Black hand. So we'll see. I guess that's what we're going to go out and investigate. We're trying to go now find this new girl who's trying to set things on fire to hurt the Black Hand. I think that's what we need to do.
Yeah, there was a lot.
Now
there
we
was a
have
lot going on.
2 side missions that we can do, and then a main quest.
Yeah, so now we're at a shop to purchase.
Back at the shop, yeah.
Unfortunately, Patrick couldn't give us the next level up items.
Patrick?
Was that the guy?
Padrick.
Oh, Padrick. I thought it was
Patrick.
Patrick.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And it sounded like he's going to be helping us.
It does, yes, but we only have common weapons, and we're
pretty maxed out. This item that we received is pretty awesome. An extra core. I don't know who we would give it to.
Well, we have time to think.
We do.
We have time to refresh our consumables.
Yeah, that's good because we had to drop a lot on that. And that was close. Yet again, I'm glad we redid the dice, but that was a really close fight because 8 attacks.
You know, there
4 and 4.
there weren't even 2 full rounds.
Wow. Yeah.
We didn't even get to Remy's turn.
Uh-huh.
That was the second round. So
That's the quickest battle we've ever done.
it seemed like the longest.
It's long.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, 20 damage. That was good. It was one good straight attack in the beginning, then those 2 spawns, and they did a lot of damage, so.
We did what we needed to do, sacrificed who we needed to sacrifice. Now we're going to shop and probably do a side quest.
Yeah, I think, we'll do the next 2 side quests.
Side quests?
I think,
Okay.
Just to experience them.
Well, are you kidding me?
Money,
You just,
of course.
No, we want experience too.
We do. Yeah.
Because at this point, there's nothing really amazing that we want to purchase.
Nothing really left to buy. I think we're pretty much maxed out already for this tier set. I guess there are some relics we could still get rid of, like the Fate Engine we can upgrade, the Sickle Venom, I don't know.
Can't you get a better quiver?
I can, but that quiver only holds 2 arrows.
Oh, this one holds 3.
And then whenever you're out of the arrows, then it gets you 1 for free, but I'll just pay the 2 gold.
Okay.
It's not that big of a deal, so.
I
think that's it.
I think that wraps it up.
We didn't really do much this episode. There's more story than probably us.
So thanks everybody for sticking around for all that. And next week?
We're setting up Terraforming Mars? Is that what you mean? Oh, there's a possibility that we're going to take a week off for Middara to make sure that we get a Kingdom Death episode in.
Spidocles. We have to fight a Spidocles.
Right.
And if this one keeps wanting to play Terraforming Mars, then yeah, it's one or the other. So
we'll see. I'll usually put an update out maybe the day or 2 ahead of time on this video that will say, hey, we're going to wait a week, or we might actually be able to get one in. I'll let you know. So definitely stay tuned for that. As always, thanks a lot for watching, and we will see you next time.